United Nations resident coordinator in Yemen says salvage operation of safer tanker begins soon. Government continues to evacuate trapped citizens from Sudan. Major health centers in Hayes district lacks basic medical supplies. Welcome to Yemen Today TV. This is the English news with me, Injil Zazi. The UN announced that a vessel has arrived to the side of safer tanker of the coast of Ras Isa to start salvage operation. David Greasley, the UN humanitarian coordinator, expressed his excitement to be at the side of safer tanker abroad after 2 years of political groundwork and fundraising. Greasley added that the vessel is fully equipped for its difficult task by first creating a safe working environment and pumping out the oil from safer tanker. The Chinese-Arab Cooperation Forum affirmed Yemen's unity and territorial integrity. This came during the work of the 18th session of the meeting of senior officials at the Arab-Chinese Cooperation Forum. During the sessions, the Yemeni ambassador to China delivered a speech in which he pointed out the importance of the joint Arab-Chinese action to enhance the role of the forum. The UN envoy to Yemen, Hans Grunberg, stressed the consistency of the international community's efforts and the unity of its goals with regard to Yemen. At the end of his visit to Tokyo, Grunberg stressed the need to continue and strengthen international advocacy to reach a sustainable political settlement that ends with a future of lasting peace and development. Security sources revealed that the Houthi militia has hidden dozens of prisoners and abductees in a secret prison in Hajjah Governorate. The sources confirmed that a Houthi leader runs a private prison in Hajjah where a number of prisoners who were kidnapped from the streets and from their homes are held. The Houthi militia carried out a campaign of arrests against a number of people in the northern province of Al-Dala. Local sources told Yemen Today that the Houthi militia arrested more than 18 citizens. According to the sources, the Houthi militia transferred the detainees to its prisons in Ib without knowing the reason that led to their arrest.
كان في معي بيت وفي معي كان النار كنت أزرع وكان في معي يعني كنت أخرج بأمان وأرجع بأمان للبيت طبيعي. والله كنت عايش هناك ما شاء الله بحالة سليمة وكنت مرتاح الحمد لله. الحرب خلنا حنا شتت نخرج للمنطقة هذه. بسبب أولا لما انتقلت من هناك لهنا أولا حطينا المشاكل هذه ونحن من المنطقة الوسطى. كان هنا في عدو هنا في عدو ونحن من المنطقة الوسطى. لازم أن أخرج هذه وأخرج نفسي بسلامة من هذا المكان. والله أول ما وصلت لهنا أولا جلست يعني جبت لي عيدة وجبت لي كان في معي الطربة الصغير عملت الطربة هذا. أولا كنت ما فيش معي أي حاجة ضللت تحته. أولا ثاني ما كنت يعني لما أنام أولا إن أنا أحاول أخلي أول الجهال وضعك يعود داخل المكان هذا ما فيش معنا نفس مكان.
The number of internally displaced Yemenis decreased during the past week to its lowest level since the beginning of this year. The International Organization for Migration said that it monitored the displacement of only 19 families consisting of 114 individuals during May, which indicates a decrease of more than 63% from the previous week. The Yemeni government has confirmed the completion of the evacuation of all its nationals stranded in Sudan, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs Ahmed bin Mubarak said that the total number of those who were evacuated reached more than 2,000 citizens, both male and female. This report has more details.
Thousands of Yemenis, including students, have been stuck in Sudan since April 15th, when violence erupted between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The first set of stranded Yemenis were evacuated by the Saudi Navy and transferred to Jeddah before being transported to Yemen by bus. A Yemeni Airways plane carrying 192 Yemeni evacuees landed at Sana'a airport on Saturday as the Yemeni government resumed emergency flights to evacuate more than 1,200 Yemenis Yemenis stuck in war-torn Sudan. The Yemen embassy in Sudan said that the plane carrying 192 people, including 14 newborns, departed Port Sudan bound for Houthi-held Sana'a. Another plane carrying roughly the same number of people was scheduled to travel to government-controlled Aden later on the same day. Yemeni's foreign ministry said that 7 Yemeni planes would transport 1,250 stranded Yemenis from Sudan to Yemen between Friday and Monday, adding that 750 Yemenis had already been airlifted from Sudan, while 800 were transported from Port Sudan to Saudi Arabia on Saudi ships. The Yemeni government said it would cover all flight costs and assist citizens in extending their documents authorized. Thrilled Yemenis published photos on social media as they exited Port Sudan airport, expressing how exhausted they were and how happy to be evacuated from Sudan heading to Yemen.
In Hodeidah, the health unit in one village in Hayes district lacks basic medical supplies. This has doubled the suffering of local citizens who seek medical treatment at this center. This report has more details.
This mother and her daughter walk a long distance on their feet as they struggle to reach the nearest health unit in their village northwest of Hayes in order to receive health care. The presence of health units in remote villages contributes to reducing the cost of travel and treatment compared to the city center.
We are benefiting from this health center as it provides us with medical treatment, some of the available medicines and vaccines. Patients come here as it's closer than the other health units. They are not forced to travel long distances or pay a lot of transportation.
Dozens of patients visit the health unit in Mahal al-Rabi' daily to benefit from this governmental facility that provides them with all medical services and treatment that is available at the center. However, the unit lacks the most basic needs such as medicines, the examination devices, and other medical supplies that are very necessary and considered the simplest service that those concerned must provide to the patients.
This center is providing medical services to pregnant women and lactating mothers. They also provide children and their mothers with the required nutrients and vaccines. Instead of going all the way to a health unit in the city, the center is closer and provides us with good services.
We received around 70 to 80 patients daily, including children and women. The health center serves patients from many different areas and villages. Displaced people come here as well.
Despite the scarcity of resources, the health unit and health workers make humanitarian efforts and provide tangible services to the patients, especially mothers and children. This unit performs its work amid exceptional circumstances and also in an exceptional place because of the dangers that threaten the location of the village of Al-Rabi', as it's very near to the front lines, which requires the Ministry of Health and organizations to provide the necessary support and pay attention to the volunteers who carry out the message of health in a human manner and in the darkest circumstances.
A woman died after being swept away by torrential rains in Governorate in central Yemen. Her husband, who survived the torrential rains, was taken to the hospital, while the torrent swept away a number of the family's livestock in the same incident. Coming next in the news. United Arab Emirates announces plan to send new space mission soon.
Beekeeping has been an age-old practice in Yemen, dating back to the 2nd millennium BC. Yemeni honey is renowned for its delicious flavor, with one of the finest varieties coming from bees that feed on the sidr tree.
عسل الستر ممتاز لأنه فيه فوائد في علاء كثير أكثر من العسل اللي حق المراعي ولا هاي. هذا الستر أقدر تصدره إلى البرة ومنه فائدة أكثر.
From 2022, WFP has supported 5,180 beekeepers in Yemen with training and cash to increase resilience among urban and rural households.
جزاهم الله خير أعطانا النحل جمعية ودالحين نشتغل أكثر دخل على النحل ودي الصباح اللي عنده نلبس الثوب ونجي يعني ونعطي حقه الماء وسكر، ونشوف شيء مرض فيه مش أي حاجة نشوفها فيه، يعني إنك تقول تعالي تو من قدامنا ما يهتلك عليه كله، وبعد شهر نجنيه نبيع العسل.
Yemen's beekeepers produce over 1,500 tons of honey each year, which provides income for 100,000 people. This honey is considered to be some of the best in the world and is vital to the local economy of this war-torn nation.
Welcome back. The Houthi militia continues to hold up trucks of local wheat coming from Aden to Taiz. A number of truck drivers complained that nearly 300 trucks loaded with local wheat were prevented from entering the port and passing towards militia-controlled areas. Economic sources revealed that the Houthis seek to pass unconstitutional amendments to several laws. The expected amendments include taxes, customs, Dakar, land surveying and real estate. The new amendments would raise sales and income taxes and customs, which would add new burdens on merchants. This report has more.
Two main umbrella organizations for Yemeni business owners have accused the Iran-backed Houthis of harassing traders in regions under their control by levying unlawful taxes, confiscating their goods, and other measures. The Federation of Yemen Chambers of Commerce and Industry and the Sana'a Chamber of Commerce and Industry expressed outrage in a statement that the Houthi Ministry of Industry and Trade has closed businesses without legal basis, seized vehicle transporting goods for traders in Houthi-controlled areas, tampered with and even sold those goods by force, and enforced a pricing list of items without consulting traders. The Houthis received criticism from the two organizations for seizing goods-laden vehicles without legal justification, forcibly opening them, disposing of the goods, and selling them by force. Dozens of lorries transporting essential items like wheat have gotten trapped outside Houthi checkpoints in Al-Waida, Taiz, and Sana'a, as the Houthis have prevented Yemeni enterprises from importing goods. Yemeni businessmen said the Houthi attack destroyed their products and cost them millions of dollars. In addition to blocking commerce, the Houthis placed set pricing on traders and refused to modify prices even after the conflict in Ukraine, when imported commodities were priced higher. They also put off the issuing of new business licenses and the renewal of current ones for months. Traders referred to the Houthis' ministry's measures as a hanging sword and warned that they would drive firms into bankruptcy and others to abandon their communities. According to the statement, these practices are considered an economic disaster that will affect the economic sector and market balance, causing imports to be suspended and the country's strategic stock to be disrupted, and their continuation will result in the displacement and migration of national capital in search of commercial and economic security. According to Yemeni economists, the private sector in Yemen, which has usually avoided hostilities with the Houthis, chose to intervene because the Houthi operations threatened to halt commerce in the country.
recognition for the museums and their effects on reviving the culture, TAIZ has held an event to celebrate the World Museum Day. This report has more on this.
Under the slogan "Together to Restore Life to the Museums of Taiz," the branch of the General Authority for Antiquities and Museums in Taiz, in coordination with the Awareness Organization for Heritage and Development, held a cultural heritage event that included photo exhibitions, arts, fashion, and crafts.
We wanted to double efforts to raise cultural awareness. The museum is an educational organization. Unfortunately, in recent days, there has been a lack of cultural awareness in the country.
The event included many paintings of the city and landmarks of Taiz, all of which tell the stories of the lives of the Yemenis, their sufferings, their concerns, and the history of the Yemeni people.
In this event, we are displaying paintings of the history of Taiz, like mosques and schools. There are about 50 pictures out of 20,000 others. Also, there are pictures that are displayed for the first time.
There were 30 original paintings by the late fine artist Hashim Ali in a special pavilion at the event. Also, there was a unique presence of visitors as the event was able to draw joy on their faces.
We saw many pictures of historical landmarks. Taiz has a history that dates back to thousands of years ago. Authorities must take more care of the antiques in Taiz because it is a source of culture in Yemen.
The restoration of life to museums is a revival of history, which must remain alive among all Yemenis in the country.
The UAE has unveiled plans to send a spaceship to explore the main asteroid belt that lies between Mars and Jupiter in a new space mission. The spaceship would travel 5 billion kilometers on a voyage to help understand the foundation of the solar system and see clues to life's origins found in the asteroid belt. More on the story is within this report.
The United Arab Emirates has unveiled plans to send a spaceship to explore the main asteroid belt that lies between Mars and Jupiter in a new space mission. Dubbed MPR Explorer, the spaceship would be expected to launch within a 3-week period in March 2028. The UAE said the spaceship would travel 5 billion kilometers on a voyage to help understand the foundation of the solar system and see close to life's origins found in the asteroid belt. It will pass Mars to explore 7 asteroids in the main asteroid belt before finally deploying a landing craft on one of the asteroids in 2034. The 13-year mission will cover 10 times the distance traveled by the Hope probe, which the UAE launched in 2021 to provide new insight into Mars. The Emirates mission to the asteroid belt is a massive scientific project that will result in the establishment of private Emirati companies specialized in space science and technology. The mission comprises a 6-year development phase of the spacecraft, followed by a 7-year flight to the main asteroid belt beyond Mars, and a series of close flybys to conduct unique observations of 7 main belt asteroids. The UAE became the first Arab country and the second country ever to successfully enter Mars orbit on its first try, when its Hope probe reached the red planet in February 2021.
Here is a reminder of the main headlines. United Nations Resident Coordinator in Yemen says salvage operation of Safer tanker begins soon. Government continues to evacuate trapped citizens from Sudan. Major health centers in Hayes district lacks basic medical supplies. This is the end of the news. It was Injil Zazi. Thank you for watching.